Kanchata. And in the eyes of the world, people can ask that they don't want to be in certain alliance and find their way. And how it is done, or how it has been done in various parts of the world, is to grant a referendum, a free and fair referendum. That's how you deal with such issue. Once a referendum is given, people will come out and vote, and that vote determines what happens, and not the state using the barrels and other means of coercion to clamp down on the people that are talking or that wants to leave. It's only, brews more problem for the nation. You are then keeping people who are not happy to be where they are under your fold, and that is not the way to do that. So it is unfortunate that Biafrans ended up in Nigeria. It is not our making, and that is why our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu always speaks boldly and rejects what British or the Britain did in those colonial days by badly, I would repeat, by badly coupling nations that are not compatible together. The result is what we are seeing in Nigeria today. The result is the backward nature of Nigeria, because there is no harmony. There is no sense of unity. The northerners, led by the Fulani group, are not happy with other groups in Nigeria. They rather have Nigeria to them. To them, no other person wants anything in their eyes. Meanwhile, they are foreigners, all of them. History could tell us when they arrived in the old Sokoto Caliphate area and confused the young people to believe that their leaders were thieves and were corrupt and were not practicing the corrupt Wahhabism, archaic Muslim type of worship. And because of that, those young people voted against their leaders and killed them off and allowed the Fulanis that have portrayed themselves as the better Muslims to take over. Today, the Fulanis have emasculated the northerners, the Hausas. They have taken over the military completely. Remember, the Nigerian military was formed from the militia of those caliphate then, and that is what has continued till today. That is why the police and the military of the Nigerian forces are not with the people. They are not there to protect the people, but they are there to protect the governors or the presidency or whoever that finds themselves in the corridors of power. That is why you find out that the leaders are moving in convoy of police guards and all that, whereas you don't have police that will respond to calls from citizens for help. That is how Nigeria is structured, and that is why the problem is there. So the intention of the state, the Nigerian state, to stop the struggle of Biafra is quite obvious. That is why they have continued to hold Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The man has defeated them in their own court in a very unfair situation. When I mean a very unfair situation, that is exactly what it is. If anybody is doubting, I can analyze it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is currently held in the DSS dungeon. DSS is the Department of State Services, is an arm of the government. The arm of the government is holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And the government is the one prosecuting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This same arm of government is the one that went and organized and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, tortured him beyond what anyone could imagine, brought him back and took him to court. You can't be on the two sides of the case. Nigeria cannot see that they are running a conflicted case against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I'm talking as if the Supreme Court hasn't even given a judgment. Nigerian government under DSS should not be the one holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But under that strict, unfair situation, Mazi defeated the Nigerian government by the pronouncement of the appeal court that stated that no court in Nigeria has the moral standing to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because the Nigerian hand, as a person coming to justice, as a person seeking justice, is soiled. I think I've explained this on a number of occasions during our broadcast, that Mazi should not have been brought back to Nigeria in a way that they have kidnapped, the way they kidnapped him. Nigeria should have gone to the Kenyan court and sought for his rendition, just like the US came to Nigeria to seek for Abba Kyari's rendition to Nigeria. To USA. That is how it is done. That is why Julian Assange is still in UK while US seeks for extradition. That is the process. But in our own case, in IPOB case, in the Nigerian case, the Nigerian government colluded with the Kenyan authorities and kidnapped Mazi, tortured him, and brought him back to Nigeria extraordinarily. So, and they are now continuing the case that has been judged. That judgment was not even as fully delivered as it should be. Yet the Nigerian government is still back in the court pretending to be prosecuting Mazi. It's all clear. Everybody is aware of what is going on. So it is only possible. What is happening is only possible in Nigeria because there are very few good men in Nigeria. And I say it conservatively. There are very few good men in Nigeria. And those men do not want to talk. They do not want to act. And that is why Nigeria is continuing the way it is continuing. Because it is said, evil persists when good men keep quiet and look away. So, and I say it because in Nigeria, that is where you have so many churches, so many mosques. All of them go to the mosque and pray and come back, but they will not do the right thing. They will not. They will not do the right thing. Almost all the lawmakers in the Nigerian lower and higher chamber are either Muslims or Christians. But when they see an anomaly, they will not talk about it. When they see someone or a citizen being persecuted, they will do nothing about it. And why, you then ask, why are they in the parliament? They are in there for just themselves, for the money they will get, for appointments they will secure for their younger ones or their people. That is why they are there. However, no matter how Nigeria decides to continue to persecute Biafrans and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it will not work and it will not matter. Nigeria's effort will eventually fall. Biafra eventually must be free. We are not saying this as a boastful comment. We're not trying to boast. It is a reality. It is something that will happen. Why? Why is it going to happen? There is no basis, or there are no basis for a patriotic nation or nationalism to form and grow in Nigeria. There are no basis, not one. Firstly, you look at the religious divide. Secondly, you look at the value systems of the regions of Nigeria. They are not the same. And if they are not the same, the place will not work. The people cannot come together. So without patriotism and nationalism, there wouldn't be any sort of collaboration between the federating units of Nigeria. And when I say federating units, that is what it should be. That is what is written in the Constitution. But we are not regarded, when I say we, certain regions, especially the Southeast and to some extent the Southwest, are not really considered as federating units in the Nigerian system or the way it is structured. Because if we are regarded as federating units, if federation operates in Nigeria, some of the reasons why we want to leave Biafra would have been solved. But realizing and knowing that this federalism, the way it's only on paper, and it is actually against the Biafrans, because it is dragging us down. Being in the same country with the Fulanis, they are dragging everybody down. This is not hatred. Go and look at those who have ruled Nigeria from independence or before then till now. Most of them are there. Go and check the list of those who take Nigerian money in billions of pounds, billions of dollars. Go and check those whose ill-gotten or corruptly gotten funds are being recovered from abroad. Go and check their names. You will see that they are even using the Nigerian money to sponsor terrorism abroad. So how can you be in a nation with people like this? And this is why we're asking our people to wake up and join the struggle, because without patriotism, nationalism, and collaboration, Nigeria cannot work. So without those basic tenets of a nation, the federating units would always remain separate. And without collaboration, the country, or should I call it a geographical area called Nigeria, will continue in a free fall status, and eventually it will collapse. It will get to a point where they cannot pay the military and other security agencies. The military and other security agencies are the glue Nigeria is using to hold people at ransom in Nigeria. But it will get to a point where they cannot pay them, and they will go, and people will become loose, or the bond will be broken. That day is fast approaching because Nigeria has got no economic commodity apart from the oil that they are selling. And they have maxed their credit card when it comes to the oil they're selling. What I mean by that, Nigeria has borrowed so much that repayment for the loans it borrowed outweighs the profit it is getting from our colonial masters who are still drilling the oil for Nigeria. They are metering it for Nigeria, and they will be the one to sell it and then tell Nigeria how much money they have made. So you look at all those elements that make a nation great. They are absent in Nigeria, apart from the security forces that they are using to clamp down on anybody that raises their head or that speaks like the IPOB people. They will go for the person. So there's no basis. It must fall. It's not even going to be by our own making. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it even. It's not going to be by our own making. We are peaceful. IPOB is a peaceful organization that seeks to restore Biafra through a genuine, free, and fair referendum. I tell you, if you bring that referendum today, then you will see where the Biafrans stand. Everybody in Nigeria is sick and tired of the nonsense that is happening there. Is sick and tired of the way Nigeria is structured. And we are fighting every way we can to pull ourselves out of that jungle. It is disheartening. People must pay attention. So we must continue. What I'm saying, the reason I'm analyzing this is we must continue. We must continue to do whatever it takes to free Biafra from Nigeria. Nigeria is a death trap, and it is obvious that the entire North, hoodwinked by the Fulanis, do not recognize other regions and other peoples of Nigeria. And you can see how nothing is being built. Those that are already in existence are allowed to dilapidate. Go and look at federal government hospitals in the north, and then come down to the east and look at those hospitals in the southeast or in the southwest. You will see the difference. You will see where Nigeria is paying attention and where they're not paying attention. And the same goes for the roads, goes for the schools, and every other major infrastructure you have in Nigeria. So the Fulanis are openly enforcing demographic change across the Middle Belt, Southwest, and Southeast. However, most southwest, southeast, and other indigenes of Nigeria are still in denial. They are naive and they are equally afraid to speak. They are afraid to talk. As such, people are dying in silence. Denial, naive, and afraid, while dying in thousands due to the Nigerian environment. The Nigerian environment, poses a great danger and hatred to the Southeasterners and the Biafrans, because you can't speak without them noting where your voice is coming from. And, the absence of life supporting infrastructures in the Biafran region of Nigeria is part of a calculated attempt to keep the people down, to keep them weak, to stop them from doing business, stop them from reaching their academic potentials, and in all that sphere. And the worst is they still orchestrate extrajudicial killings of peoples of the Southeast and the Biafran region. And when you look at all these elements, it points to one thing. Any reasonable human being would want to leave Nigeria because that is the only option that would even start to generate some sort of life in any region that succeeds to leave. I don't understand. This is even clear to some foreigners. I was watching a video of a Liberian that went to became a Muslim, received a scholarship, studied in Kaduna, and when they left Nigeria, they dropped the religion and they were able to look clearly and see. Summarily, the guy said, "Look, I'm a Pan-African man. I would want to have one large country called Africa. But seeing how things are done in Nigeria, seeing that the North only falls back on their religion in order to act, and seeing how they have discriminated against the entire South, that the only survival of Nigeria will be to divide the country or to separate the two, so that each section or sections can, develop at their own rate, work with their own policies, work with their own values, and pull in one direction. The more homogeneous, the more harmonious a country is, the easier it is for them to even operate democracy. Because democracy, you need to have an agreement. And if you have a fake agreement that, like you always have in Nigeria, that will always be a problem. Nobody will stick their neck out for a country that would not stick their neck out for them. It doesn't happen. And no, even if the country is working for you, sticking out your neck for the country means you're sticking it out for everyone in that country. And not many people can do that. And that forms the basis of us saying that Nigeria must collapse. If you know, in the colloquial way, they will say, if you know that the country is going to collapse, what are you still doing there? This brings me to question our people's intelligence, naiveness, being afraid, and being in denial? If you know that this country will eventually fall, what are you doing there? Why are you even showing any interest in going to lift a dead load that you cannot lift? Nigeria is the heaviest dead load of a country that no one can lift. You can't go to the north and change their mentality of seeing other Nigerians as infidel. You cannot. And once that is there, you cannot move the country forward. It has shown in every activity that happened in Nigeria till date. So if you know that this country is not going to go ahead, what are we still doing there? And by this, I will be rounding up and calling on our people. What are you still doing in Nigeria, or talking about it or liking it? And why are you not supporting the move to free ourselves from Nigeria? It is falling. They cannot do for you to raise Nigeria, for you to get Nigeria to stand. This is a secret I will reveal to those who are leading Nigeria. For you to stand Nigeria, those of them in the north that have massacred so many people right from before independence date will go on appeasement tour across Nigeria. And such appeasement must be genuine. There will be a real federalism practiced in Nigeria. And when you mean real federalism, you're talking about restructuring. And remember, there was a video recently circulated where the current vice chairman, who is put there to checkmate Tinubu, was swearing and saying, restructuring my foot. They don't want it. Those of them that have control of the powers of cohesion in Nigeria, those of them that control the military and the police in Nigeria, those of them that are insincerely leading Nigeria do not want true federalism. And if they don't want it, it means it's not a country. It is a place where some people that falsely enrich themselves control some gang and controls the military and use that to rule and stay in power, and use that to actually keep the country in a position that look like it is one. It is not one. And as a result, it is not going to hold. It's not going to stand. If it is not going to stand, what are we doing there? I'm posing this question severally to our people. Why are you still talking about an area, a geographical area that is held together just by the military, by force? It's not going to work. So let us join the struggle. Let us join IPOB, led by Mazi Nnamdi and led by the DOS, to free ourselves from the jungle. And until we do that, we can now come back and start addressing lots of issues, basic infrastructures, do whatever it takes to keep our people, our pedigree alive for much longer. This is what we are asking. And I say, all hail Biafra. We believe strongly that Biafra will be restored one way or the other. Sooner or later, Biafra will be restored, because Nigeria is already falling. It's either they do a referendum and we separate peacefully, and we can now talk to others and help build each other as sister countries, or they let it fall down into a chaotic situation where there will be a malice after the separation. It must happen. We are not prophets. We use empirical facts to predict what is going to happen. And I will say, all hail Biafra. Mazi, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. We have come to the end of our broadcast today. And may Chukwu Okike Abiyama protect you as our host, protect all IPOB members around the world, protect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, protect all IPOBs in Nigerian cells and detention, and protect all freedom lovers, so that at the end of the day, we will one day broadcast under a sovereign and free Biafra. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for being on the program. Let's go straight. Very well. I don't know if there are people out there who want to make any calls, but otherwise, I will take you straight to the program, and then we go to Abuja to see what is going on there. Open up the line. For those of you who are at Abuja that knows what happened, please call us. The lines are open for you. Anytime, we can always go back and listen to what you have to say. If you have information, please call us and do not waste any more time. And one more time, I thank the Australians for being on the program today. Hopefully by next week we shall be together again. They come in once in a week, and every Wednesday you listen to them. They have information that they want to give out. They do. If you have any call, just go ahead and make the calls at this time while we are waiting for calls. Let's listen to some music.
When I pray, I have a God that answers. You are who you are, yes you are. When I seek you, me I know where I will find you. You have never left me alone. When I ask, me I know that you will do what no man can never do for me. When I know you go open your heart, you open your doors to let me. Jehovah Jireh, Alova, Kawala Nishi. Jehovah Nisi, Alove, Tirela Nishi. Atune Chemba, Alove, Buli Wamelu. Onye Keruba, Alova, Kawala Nishi. When I pray, I have a God in there. You are who you are, yes you are. When I seek you, you know where I can find. You will never let me alone. When I ask, me I know that you will do what no man can never do for me. Yeah. When I know you go open your heart, open your doors to let me. Jehovah Jireh, Alova, Kawala Mishi. Jehovah Yahweh, Alove, Tirela Mishi. Akune Chenda, Alove, Buli Wamelu. Onye Keruba, Alove, Tirela Mishi. When I cry, you wipe away my tears. You have filled my mouth with laughter. When I'm weak, you strengthen me. I'm mounting up with wings like eagle. When I'm down, you lifted me. You're the glory and the lifter of my head. Jehovah Jireh, Alova, Kawala Mishi. Onye Keruba, Alove, was a wound in there. From the young, from now, I declare, nobody like you. You've been so kind to me, Jehovah. I'm asking me,
All right, one more time I say the lines are open for you. If you have any information you need to give out about what's going on in Abuja today, it's 845-907-2230, 845-648-0031, 845-637-6632. We are having our leader in court today. They brought him in. I don't know what they want to do with him because the man has been discharged and acquitted. They can be there and do whatever they want to do their magic. A country that has no law, it's a big shame, I'm telling you. It's a big shame because you don't really know where to start and where to continue and what to say. It's a messed up society that we are in. The lines are open for you actually if you have anything, if you are out there in Abuja, especially. I allow calls, but I would rather prefer those in Abuja, not those who have eyewitness, who have witnessed what is going on and who have any information to give out. Please do so. The lines are very much open for you.
Welcome to IPOB Rapture Media, IPOB Call to Action, Biafrans Return to Farming, Invest in Agriculture. Have you ever paused to question the importance of self-sufficiency in food production, food self-sufficiency, or the ability of a nation to feed its own people from its own resources, plays a pivotal role in securing a country's future? It's more than just filling our bellies. It's about nourishing our economy, our workforce, and our independence. Imagine being at the mercy of external sources for your daily bread. It's like a constant game of tug-of-war at where your sustenance is the rope. Any moment the balance could tip and you'd be left scrambling for resources. This reliance could pose potential threats to national security and economic stability. Outsourcing our food needs puts us in a vulnerable position, susceptible to price hikes, supply chain disruptions, or even political manipulations. But let's flip the coin and look at the benefits of self-sufficiency in food production. Firstly, it empowers our economy. When we invest in agriculture, we're not just planting seeds in the soil, we're sowing the seeds of economic growth. The farm-to-table journey involves many hands, from farmers to transporters, from retailers to restaurateurs. Each link in this chain represents a job, a livelihood, a boost to our economy. Secondly, it ensures food security. By growing our own food, we can control the quality and quantity of our produce. We're also less likely to experience food shortages, ensuring that no one in our community goes to bed hungry. Lastly, it promotes sustainability. Agriculture done right can be a tool for environmental conservation, preserving our land's fertility for future generations. So you see, self-sufficiency in food production is not just a matter of pride. It's a matter of survival, of economic prosperity, and of national security. Understanding the importance of food self-sufficiency sets the stage for our discussion on the call to action from IPOB. Recently, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, called on Biafrans to return to farming and invest heavily in agriculture. This is not just a call to action, but a clarion call for survival and self-sufficiency. The world is on the brink of a food crisis, and Nigeria is no exception. An impending famine looms large, threatening to cast a dark shadow over the land. But here's the thing, Biafrans are not destined to be victims, but victors. IPOB, led by the indomitable Mazi Kanu, believes that Biafra has the means and the fertile lands to avert this impending danger. This call to action isn't just about planting seeds in the ground, but planting seeds of hope, resilience, and self-reliance. And it's not just about farming. It's about creating an entire ecosystem that supports agriculture, from cash crops to animal husbandry. It's about building agricultural cottage industries that process and preserve agricultural products for export, turning Biafra into a powerhouse of agricultural productivity. So where do you come in? IPOB is appealing to all Biafrans philanthropists to support farmers in their communities. But this support doesn't only mean giving temporary food items. It means providing seedlings and other farming implements. It means encouraging and supporting farmers to go back to farming, to go back to the land that once provided for us all. And it's not just about the present, but about the future. IPOB is urging Biafrans to invest in agricultural research centers. Why? Because quality research and development is key to growing our native food products efficiently and sustainably. It's about learning how to fish, not just buying fish to eat. This call to action is not just about investing in agriculture, but also about investing in the future of Biafrans. It's about securing our food supply, about ensuring we are not left vulnerable. It's about taking control of our destiny, one seed at a time. Because at the end of the day, a nation that can feed itself is a nation that can stand tall and strong, no matter what comes its way. IPOB is not just calling for action, but also taking tangible steps to promote agriculture in Biafra. The indigenous people of Biafrans, or IPOB, is not simply sounding the horn for agricultural investment, but it's also actively participating in the drive. A key aspect of its involvement is the provision of high-quality seedlings to selected farmers for the planting season. By doing so, IPOB directly incentivizes farming, providing the necessary tools that allow farmers to produce bountiful and healthy crops. But the commitment of IPOB to agriculture doesn't stop at seed distribution. It is also deeply involved in securing farmlands against potential threats. The Eastern Security Network, or ESN, an arm of IPOB, is instrumental in this security effort. They have made significant strides in protecting our forests, bushes, and farmlands from the threat of marauding herdsmen. The ESN's role is not just about physical protection. It's about creating a safe and conducive environment for farmers to cultivate their crops without fear. It's about ensuring that the hard work of our farmers is not destroyed overnight by external forces. Moreover, the IPOB and ESN's commitment is a stark illustration of their dedication to the cause of self-sufficiency in food production. Their loyalty lies with Biafrans, and their actions reflect their determination to ensure that Biafrans are not dependent on food supplies from outside. Through their efforts, the IPOB and ESN are not just protecting our present, but also paving the way for a future where Biafrans are not just consumers, but also active contributors to the food supply chain. They are working tirelessly to create a future where Biafrans have full control over their food supply and are not left in vulnerable situations. The commitment of IPOB and ESN is a testament to their dedication to the cause of food self-sufficiency in Biafra. Their actions speak volumes about their commitment to Biafrans and to the ideal of a self-sufficient Biafra. The call to action is clear. Biafra must invest in agriculture and take control of their food supply. As we stand on the precipice of possibilities, we must remember the importance of self-sufficiency in food production. The power to feed oneself is more than just survival. It's about independence, resilience, and the capacity to thrive. The fertile lands of Biafra are a testament to this potential. But potential is nothing without action. We must put our hands in the soil and sow the seeds of our future. Each seed planted, each crop harvested is a step towards self-reliance. It's about taking back our power, the power that comes from growing our food, from being in control of our food supply. But this is not a journey we embark on alone. Community is at the heart of Biafra, and it is our collective responsibility to support our farmers. They are the backbone of our society, the ones who toil under the sun to feed us. We can support them by purchasing seedlings, providing farming implements, and creating an environment that encourages farming. Investing in agriculture is more than just about food production. It's about fostering innovation, developing our economy, and creating sustainable livelihoods. This is where the role of agricultural research centers comes in. By investing in these centers, we are investing in the future of our food production. We are promoting research and development that can help us grow our native food products more efficiently, sustainably, and profitably. But remember, it's not just about what we can grow, it's also about what we can raise. Animal husbandry is another area where Biafrans can invest. The livestock we raise provides us with a source of protein, a critical component of a balanced diet. By investing in agriculture, Biafrans are not just investing in their present, but also in their future. It's time to take action and secure the future of Biafra. This is our call to action. It's time to roll up our sleeves, dig our hands into the earth, and plant the seeds of our future. Let's take control of our food supply. Let's invest in our agriculture. Let's secure the future of Biafra.
Why? Radio station with more. You're listening to the radio station. You're listening to this is Radio Biafra.
All right, you'll still calling on those of you.
Why? Radio station with more. You're listening to the radio station. You're listening to this is Radio Biafra.
All right, I'll still call upon those of you who are in Abuja or anywhere that you have information about our leaders being brought to court today. If they are there or not, please let us know. This number here is 845-907-2230. I repeat, the number is 845-907-2230. And we have 845-648-0031. And I do have 845-637-6632. Call us. The lines are still very much open for you. Take your call.
Are we causing death and destruction? No, we are a peaceful group. Are we causing death and destruction? No, we are a peacul group. Do we kill people? No way, no way. Do they kill people? No way, no way. Do we kill people? No way, no way. But we are good people. Oh yes. Are we a violent group? No. Are we a terrorist group? The answer is no. Then, how can the victim be considered as a perpetrator of the land? How can someone who is defending his land be considered as someone who is destroying the land? IPOB has never and will never cause death and destruction in any part of the world. Do not be deceived. Many are wolves in sheep's clothing, claiming they are IPOB, but they are not. So, discontinue and disregard any information detrimenting IPOB because it is false. We are a peaceful group. We are a peaceful group.
We are not like other people, because as I once reminded you before we came, there was nobody like us. Now that we are here, they pretend, they copy, they emulate, they fabricate falsehood, but they can never be like us. Long after we are gone, they will wish we lived forever. IPOB is very special, exceptionally special, the largest mass movement in the whole world bar none. And we did it because Chukwuokike Abiama is with us. We did it because Chukwuokike Abiama created IPOB himself. And we are here to pilot its affairs. We will not prevaricate. We will not stop. We will not slumber until Biafra is fully restored to its former glory. Anybody in doubt as to our resilience and our determination to restore Biafra is not only mistaken, not only misguided, but needs to see a psychiatrist, because we are not stopping. I am Nnamdi and I don't stop until I get what I want.
All right, I want to give you something that somebody just sent it to me, and we need to listen to it because it's very important, it's very pertinent. But while we're still listening, the lines are very much open for you to call us. The number here is 845-907-2230, 845-648-0031, 845-637-6632. All right, the lines are still very much open. I want to hear from anybody who is in Abuja that knows, or anybody that has information about what's going on with our leader today. This is Radio Biafra USA 2. While we're still waiting, it doesn't matter. Let me play this clip for you because I want you to listen, especially to our people. And that's what she has to do with it. And let's listen to what she has to say.
Lagos na-aka agba mbọ ịsụ asụsụ ndị nọ n'ụlọ na-eme agba mbọ ịhụ na ha nwa na-asụkwa bekee anyị nọ mba ofesi na-agba mbọ ịhụ na anyị nwa na-asụ Igbo nke bụ na anyị nwa bi mba ofesi na-enwe nkasi obi na wee ndị nọ n'ụlọ na-asụ anyị amaghị na ndị nọ n'ụlọ anaghị asụ so etu a ka Igbo ji wee chọọ ikpochapụ enwere research anyị mere wee chọpụta na owere nke a mere anyị ji wee pụtata ihe ebe a nwatakịrị nọ from 1 year to 10 years ụmụaka nọ from 1 year to 10 years ada anụ Igbo nyafọzi ịsụ ya asụ quote me onye ga-challenge m gị aka ime challenge maka oge m bịa n'Owere a gaa na nke nwanne m rahụ wee fụ na ụmụ ya ada anụ Igbo m wee gbaa n'aka abịa m n'Owere a na-eme duru ụlọ ole m ga mkpa aka n'ụlọ mmadụ kọwa onwe m buru oche nsị gị na ụmụ gị ọ na-asụ Igbo ịjụ ajụjụ ọ dịka ị na-ekwu arụ ọ dịka isi n'ụwa ọzọ bịa aka na-akọ akụkọ Igbo the expression na-afụ n'ihu ndị mmadụ ka ekwe nke nwe ụmụ gị ọ na-asụ Igbo ọ mgbe m bịa kọwazie onye ahụ ewe erute n'ọrịghị ụzọ ka ọ na-agaghị baya ada na-asụla akụziri ụmụ ha Igbo enwere ofe ajụjụ m na-ajụ nke enwebeghị onye sara m ya ajụjụ m na-ajụ bụ ị nwere ike ịgwa m ihe kpatara na ede asụrụ nwa gị Igbo ajụjụ ahụ na-akụtụ nwaanyị ọbụla n'obi maka na ọ na-edo ha anya na enwero any single reason kpatara ha ji ha ada asụrụ ụmụ ha Igbo njọ ị na-asụ bekee ọfụma asị m ị na-asụ Igbo ọfụma asị m nsị kedụkwa n'ihe o jiri dị gị ka nwa gị sụwa Igbo ọ ga-asụ bekee mana ka m jụọ ahụ enwere ihe uru dị iche bekee ma na-aba ewezụga iji ya mee kpaa nkata ma onye ada asụ Igbo gị na-ewere ya kpaa nkata ma ọ bụ ị na-arụ ọrụ oyibo i were ya na-eme atend maka Lagos aha ibe ịga n'ọfịs ndị Yoruba nọ ịma abịa na ịgụ akwụkwọ ha ka anyị agụ ọfịs ha nọ ịma nnụ ya bekee mana ịbịakwasị ha sọrọ gị isi danụ tupu ha na-asụrụ gị bekee to them bekee wu a second language asụsụ ha ka ha mkpa nyanwa ka iji wee sị mba ọ dị mma ka anyị jezie n'ụlọ kwee kwa ka ọ ga-adasi ụdị ike ka onye ọbụla nọ ndị ihe ọzọ mere egwu ji wee baa anyị ahụ shie nne anyị ji wee gbara ọsọ lọtawa n'ụlọ abụọ na nyocha nke ndị United Nations nyochara n'ikpeazụ na mbụ ha ọfọrọ ogo 25 ka Igbo kpochapụ mana nke a bụzi na Igbo language because dịka cancer nwere stage 1 to 4 Igbo language nwere stage 1 to 11 na o ji ekpochapụ na nyocha nke kịta gosiri na asụsụ Igbo nọ na stage 8 out of the stage 11 of language extinction. Mwa na onwe m na-ekwu na orugo stage 9 maka ka o si aga n'Owere anyị nọ ihe eji asụ ahịa wuo oyibo ihe a na-asụ on the street wuo oyibo enwere ọtụtụ ndị na-arụ aba ịgwa ha kwụrụ ọtọ si na ọ bụ asị na ọma mfu wee jụọ ha ị nọ na be gị mara na ọma mfu enwego ka isi wee gbagharịa mee nyocha ma na ọma mfu maka na mụnwa na onwe m emego nyocha ezigbo egwu na-atụ m egwu ewee baa m arụ igwu na eziokwu ego niile m na-akpata n'ụwa ma bụ n'ihe a ka ọ na-aga oge ụfọdụ ana m ebewa akwa bikos amaghị m ma ego m ọ ga-eduruzikwe m ebe ọ ga-eru ọ dị ikechi ịgwụ m enwere ofe ajụjụ mmụọ m na-ajụ m na-eme ọjọọ m ya bụ ajụjụ ma okpofu ma ihe niile na-eme m nkulie ọ na-akpọ m afa mbụ mmụọ m sị m Nneka Emana obu na asusu gị foo. Enweghị ebe a ga-enwe in history that onye dịka gị gafere na the surface of this earth. Osim na asusu m foo, it will never be in history that you ever existed as a human being. You ever walk the surface of this earth as a human being. Ọjọọ ma ajụjụ ahụ. Osim kawa ahụ mebe onye ga-eme mgbe ị na-ekwukọtala ihe a ndị ọzọ ga-anụ wee tinye aka ịfụ na asụsụ n'ala. Unu lee anya unu ga-ahụ na ndị anyị kpọpụtara wo ndị ụmụ nwaanyị. Ọwụhụ big men, ọwụhụ politicians ka anyị kpọpụtara ebe a. Gịnị ka anyị ji wee tinye uchu anyị? Every community nọ n'Imo State is represented here. Ụmụ nwaanyị ha n'ebe a. Maka na anyị na-ekwu sị anyị mesịa mmemme nke a wụ ihe ndị bekee na-akpọ scratching the surface. Ọrụ ka anyị just ibido dị ọrụ ebido. Maka anyị ga-eburu ozu ọma bupụ ya n'ime obodo. Anyị chọrọ reach the grassroots. Maka na achọpụtara m na kemgbe anyị nọ na Lagos na-eti mkpu ihe a for 5 years, ọ mụtabeghị ọtụtụ mkpụrụ. Ịma ihe o ji ga-amụtapụ ọtụtụ mkpụrụ na-ebubeghị ozi ọma buruo ya na ndị kwesịkwara iburukwe ya na-aga. Ndị ọcha butere anyị ozi ọma na-esi ebe ha nọ zọpụ njem kpagharịa gwa ya ndị kwesịrị ịnụ ya. Ya ka ụmụ nwaanyị niile na-ebe a si n'obodo dị iche iche ndị Aba ana m ekene ụnụ ka unu si wee rụọ ahụ ụnụ ụka bịawa njem a. Ndị Ụmụahịa nọ hịa, ndị biko kọọranụ ndị Aba, ndị Ụmụahịa na ndị si ebe dị iche iche kwuo maka ihi na asụsụ ha dị ha mkpa wee bịa ebe a.
All right, that's a very good message. Honestly, there are some of us in Abanikwa because we did try. I personally did. I tried my best. What they do is that they know, they understand the Igbo language very, very well, my language, my native language, but they are ashamed to speak it. So not that they are ashamed. I asked one of my daughters one time, why don't you people? She said, Daddy, when we start to speak, they laugh at us. No, they will laugh at you because you're not very fluent in it. But as a matter of fact, your language is your language. I was listening to a woman said something on the program. Uzamaka is her name. Her mother calls her Uzamaka. And she protested and she came back from home and was telling the mother, they are calling me Uzamaka because my name is so hard to pronounce and the rest of them. And the mother said, well, Uzamaka is your name. If they can say Tchaikovsky, they can as well say Uzamaka, which is very humorous and very interesting. So our people should all wake up to this. When I came to this country, actually in college, anytime they making a roll call and the professor or the teacher or whoever was doing, they will stop. As soon as they stop, I know it's Sikanya what they want to pronounce, and it's so hard for them to pronounce it. So we cut it short to Ike. But the point is that this is our language. If you make your language your first language, believe that the English language is the second language, you will not have problem with it. And that why Nasua very, very well, excellently well. She has the American accent. She was born in this country, but she lived in Nigeria with grandma. So from the beginning, she was always speaking it. So she goes on with it. The rest of them do understand very, very well, but they can't really speak it. I don't know why. So we are telling what this woman, the program they are running is a very interesting program because that's now Wamnas Weibo, and some of them Wamnas Weibo. When you go to the year the Weibo than Wamnas, all broken English, not even speaking proper English. So it's so hard. It's a hard thing, and the United Nations are looking into it and telling us that the stage we are in now, that our language will be extinct. And however, we have to do what we have to do. That's why for our cousins and anything, they don't hate the world, but they just feel that they're going to be extinct if they don't get together. So and that is making them grow. People don't like them either because they say many things about them, which is rubbish, because they are people. They are very good people. I've dealt with them directly, indirectly. They've helped my family directly or indirectly. So these are very good people. But the truth is, they are who they are, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you don't like them, well, God help you. I'm still waiting if I will get calls from Abuja this morning, and 845-907-2230, 845-648-0031, 845-637-6632. Calls you're free to make your calls. However, if I get any call that comes from Abuja, I will really have to interrupt you to listen to what they have to tell us, because all we want to know what's up with our leader. This is a country that has no law. The man was renditioned, was kidnapped. The country that goes about kidnapping people, they are not supposed to be a country that anybody will have to rely on. This is Radio Biafra. The lines are still open. Call us anytime you're ready. The lines are open for you.
Biafra no gaga lota one si kuchipia de wanako music ke wona dai kamma kana so de dai police no de ni dai we bere tule achito mmadụ achito nama mgbe ụfọdụ mmadụ ga-awụzi ya nama n'anya onye ekwu okwu asịsị weta ya ka egbuo. We can't continue like this. We have come to restore Biafra or die restoring Biafra. Agha Ethiopia Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Ụmụ Chineke abịawa igbu agha. Ethiopia Biafra. Anyị ga-ebuso agha. Anyị ga-ebuso agha n'elu ụwa. Ihe ndị na-eme anyị obi ọjọọ. Anyị ga-ebuso agha. Ajọ mmụọ nke bukọtara iwu Naịjirịa anyị na-ebuso agha. Mkpakpa Britain mara ihe megide ụmụ Chineke. Ihe ndị so n'ihe na-eme anyị obi ọjọọ n'ụwa. Anyị ga-ebuso agha. Anyị ga-ebuso agha. 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 Ethiopia Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Amadika Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Ụmụ Chineke abịawa igbu agha. Ethiopia Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Ethiopia Biafra. Ụmụ Chineke abịawa igbu agha. Ethiopia Biafra. Ihe ndị ahụ ihe na-eme anyị obi ọjọọ. The level of corruption and the injustice nọ na Nigeria na-eme anyị obi ọjọọ. Ya mere ndị anyị dịrị ka anyị ga-anọchite anya anyị n'ọnụwọ Nigeria ka kwụsị akpa ha ka ha mụ na uche kalifet ka ha na-emezu wee were ndụ anyị wee na-emere ihe egwuregwu. Hapụ Biafra ka ọ na-asị mba. Kristianụ Biafra fine asị mba. Ị ga-achụ ọchịcha ị ga-aga mba ị ga-ahọrọ n'okwu. I know that 21st century Nigeria ka na-ekwu okwu enweghị ọkụ enweghị
abụghị abata n'ụlọ achụsịala ndị dị n'ọrụ ụgwọ ụlọ amụrụ gawa ọbara mmalị ala abịa abalị aghọrọ ehihie ihe ahịa enweghị nzụta ihe oriri abata eji gị n'azụ nye ịgbara nkịtị.
Igbo na
na-atụ ilu ha sị na onye ji ọnụ ya nri ajụla ọnụ shi ya nshi. Ebe aka aja aja na-ebute ọnụ mmanụ mmanụ, ọ na-abụkwa na arụ n'anwụ erie na ndo. Dịka unu nụrụ ya n'abụ a, ọ bụ ya mere IPOB nke Maazị Nnamdi Kanu nọ n'isi ya site n'aka ndị Directorate of State maọbụ DOS dịka ụmụ Ịsaka na akwụkwọ nsọ ndị maara ihe ekwe na oge nyere jiri wepụta ihe omume a ha kpọrọ Operation ha nlele laghachite n'ọrụ ubi alias gbara agụụ na ụgwọ ọnwa mkpi pụọ n'ala Biafra, ebe ndị mmadụ ga na-ere nwa ha maka agụụ. Onye makwa na onye ọzọ a ga-anwụrụ ree maọbụ gị, maka na ọ dịghị onye shiwela mmiri ọkụ so na ọ ga-ada elu. Ya bụrụ ya n'ihi nke a, Indigenous People of Biafra IPOB na-akpọku nwoke nwaanyị, ndị oriakụ, ndị ọrụ aka, ndị ọrụ bekee, ndị ahịa, ndị ụkọchukwu, ndị eze, ndị draiva, esekere na ejima ka anyị lọghachite n'ọrụ ubi. Ihe ọbụla ị maara arụ nke ọma, elela anya n'azụ. Ịkọ akpụ, ede, ji, egusi, rice, beans, granọt, ọkọrọ, wọtamelọn, kukumba, ọna, akịdị, ose, ụgụ, aṅara na ihe ndị ọzọ, biko tinye aka na ya, maka na anụ na-atagbu ọnụ anaghị anwụ ọsịsọ. Dịka anyị na-akụ mkpụrụ ndị a, anyị agaghị echefu ịdọ nkwụ, epe, ụdara, ụkwa, mango, kashu, tangerine, abrika, gova, ụkpa. Chetakwa itinye ọkụkọ, azụ, eju, ewu, ehi Igbo na ihe ndị ọzọ. Asịkwala na amaghị ihe m ga-eme. Lee n'anya, were akpa, were efere, were bọket, were kụọrọ anyị ji, kukumba, ose, ụgụ, tomato, aṅara na ihe ndị ọdị nwere ike ịkụ na gburugburu ebe ahụ ibi. Asịkwala na ọ gbasa gị o, n'ihi na dịka a na-ere